Hey guys, it's Guillermo here again with another episode of Print Pros, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to take a plain old face mask that you can buy on Amazon, and I'm going to show you how to customize it and turn it into something like this using the Ricoma R550 white toner transfer printer and one of our Ricoma heat presses. Now, it should go without saying that face masks have become an essential part of our lives. And with the increase in demand for custom face masks, apparel decorators are now adding face mask personalization to their current list of offerings. So today I'm going to show you how you can do the same for your shop by printing a full color design on our Ricoma R550 and then heat pressing it onto a cotton face mask using one of our heat presses. First up, we're going to need our face mask. Then we have our adhesive sheet that we're going to combine with the transparent one using the heat press to complete our two-step transfer sheet. Then we have our Teflon. So we have one big piece of Teflon that we're going to be using with the flat heat press to create our transfer sheet. And then we have a small piece of Teflon that we're going to be using with the cap press to finish off our mask. All right, so now onto the heat presses that we're going to be using. So we're actually going to be using two. The HP 1515, which is a flat heat press to make our transfer sheets. And then we're going to be using the HP 0408, which is a cap press to actually make our masks. Now, I technically could have done the entire mask, including the transfer sheets, using the flat heat press, but I actually found it much easier to use the cap press for the mask because I could just wrap the mask around the pad for the caps. That way I could eliminate any wrinkles and get it nice and flat. So that really shows you that these heat presses actually have more functions than they were originally intended for. So let me know in the comments below if you have ever used a heat press to do anything that was out of the ordinary or something that you didn't even expect you could do on a heat press. Now, this heat press that you see right here is actually included in one of the bundles that come with the R550 printer. Now, if you want to learn more about these heat presses or order them, you can actually go down to the link in the description and check them out there. Okay, and for our printer, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using the Ricoma R550 white toner transfer printer. Now, with this printer, not only can you do heat transfers, but you could also do sublimation within the same printer just by changing out the cartridges. If you want to check that out, we did a video last week showing off that capability. If you want to watch that video, go down to the link in the description. All right, so let's see how much you could be making by selling each one of these face masks. So we bought these face masks in a pack of 5 for $6.30 on Amazon. Now, if you divide that up by 5, that means that each face mask came out to about $1.25. Then you have to take into account the cost of the transparent transfer sheet and the adhesive sheet, which come out to about $2.20. Then there's the toner for the printer. Now that for a design this size is probably around 20 cents. Now your overall cost per mask comes out to about $3.65. And we've seen that people sell these masks online for about $6 to $10. That brings your overall profit for each mask in between $2.35 and $6.35. But remember that you can get multiple designs out of the same transfer sheet to save on cost. Now, to do this face mask, the first thing we have to do is actually go out and print our design. So let's go over to the computer now. Okay, so to print our design on the R550, we're going to be using the iColor Pro Rip software. This software is included with your printer in the bundle. All right, so the first thing we got to do is just drag over our design. All right, so now that we have our design here on the software, what we have to do is size it to the size that we want for our face mask. Now, I already measured my mask and I know that I want my design to be about 5 inches wide. Okay, once I've done that, I'm gonna go to my color adjust because I actually want to increase the saturation just slightly by 5 points to make sure that my colors really pop. And then once I know that my design is in the appropriate size and where I want it to be on the sheet, I'm gonna right click on the project and press print. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up this tray here at the bottom. I'm gonna insert my transparent transfer sheet with the glossy side down and the matte side up. And then as soon as I close up this tray, the printer is going to print out the transfer sheet. Okay, and here we have our transparent transfer sheet with the toner and the design in the back on the matte side. So we're gonna take this now to our flat heat press to create the final transfer sheet. Now, before I put my transfer sheets into the press, I have my heat press set at 310 degrees and I have the timer set at 120 seconds to preheat the bottom layer of the heat press. All right, so now that my heat press is nice and hot, I'm gonna bring out the tray. So I'm gonna take my transparent sheet, I'm gonna put it in the middle of my heat press with the matte side up. Then I'm gonna take my adhesive sheet with the yellow lines on it facing up, and I'm gonna try to put it as best I can right on top of my transparent sheet. Then I'm gonna cover that with my large piece of Teflon, or butcher paper as I've heard some other people calling it, and I'm gonna press this for 120 seconds at 310 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my tray and press. Okay, so it's finished. I'm gonna pull out the tray, remove my Teflon sheet. Now this is a hot peel, so you have to peel it sooner rather than later, right after it's done pressing. So I'm gonna pull from the corner, and I'm gonna pull it nice and slowly at a constant rate without stopping. And there's your finished transfer sheet. Now, when I was doing my testing for this video, I actually started out with face masks that actually had a seam in the middle. And I found that it was way harder to customize these masks for the obvious seam that interrupts your design in the middle. Unless you're actually just putting a design on the side, which in that case, it doesn't actually matter. But if you're looking to do a design nice and big on the front, you're better off buying masks that don't have a seam in the middle, like this one that I got later on. And then, as you saw before, I used a flat heat press to create our transfer sheet. I could have probably done this entire mask on that flat heat press, but as you're gonna see right now, when I put this mask here on the pad for the cap press, it actually basically just smooths it right out. I actually don't even have to attach the straps of the mask to the heat press. It actually stays already pretty flat. Now, even though it doesn't really show any wrinkles, I'm still gonna press it for about 10 seconds at 310 degrees, just to smooth out any wrinkles and to remove any moisture. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer to 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna press. All right, and as you can see, this heat press also has the same functionality as the flat one, where it auto opens after the timer is done. Okay, now that we got our mask nice and flattened out and straight on the pad of the heat press, I'm gonna go ahead and bring over my design. All right, so just to make my life easier, I'm just gonna cut a square pretty close to my design here with these scissors. This is gonna make it easier to position it on the face mask. All right, here we have it. So then I'm gonna take my design and I'm gonna position it on my face mask. Now this is the nose part of my face mask. So I'm actually gonna put it just a little bit under. I'm gonna go ahead and place my Teflon sheet over my mask. And I'm gonna press it for 40 seconds at 310 degrees Fahrenheit and medium pressure. All right, so now it's finished pressing. I'm gonna take off my Teflon sheet, and carefully, I'm going to remove my mask, trying to not make the transfer sheet shift on top of the mask. And I'm just gonna set it aside for it to cool. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes, and it's nice and cool, and it's time to peel off the transfer sheet. All right, so I'm gonna hold down the mask, and just nice and smoothly peel off the transfer sheet. And there you have it. We still need to press it one more time to seal it in. All right, so this is the final part of the process. I'm actually gonna press this for another 20 seconds at 310 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, obviously, I'm still gonna put my Teflon sheet right over it, and then I'm gonna press it down for 20 seconds. So let me go ahead and set my timer to 20 seconds. And here we go. All right, so let's take a look at the finished mask. Just gonna peel back the Teflon. There you go. All right, we're all done with the face mask. Following the steps that you saw in this tutorial, you can create customized face masks for yourself, your loved ones, and even your clients. And if you haven't ordered your R550 Plus Heat Press bundle, then click in the link in the description below to see all the bundles and everything that's included in them. Also, if you want to connect with other apparel decorators like myself, then make sure you join our open Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery. There you can ask questions and join the community. And if you want to get the latest news in the world of decorated apparel, then make sure you follow us on our Instagram at Ricoma HQ. All right, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Print Pros.